out there. Right, first of all, I'm going to make sure the record button's on this time because I've got a little confession to make. Hey, Dee, how are you? Good, thanks for joining us. Let's just make a... Let's just do a little bit of adjusting here. Sorry, bear with me, guys, while we get everything sorted.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Dee, how are you? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was gonna just say, make sure you push the record button this time.
Yes. Unfortunately, anyone who might be just tuning in with us now, I do have a little confession to make. Our last episode, I was a complete and utter knob and forgot to hit the record button, so we didn't record any of it. And it was an amazing episode with tons of speakers and fantastic topics and tons of giveaways, and I didn't record any of it. So I apologize to everybody. So that's why we're having this is going to be our special episode 10/11. So we're going to have a joint episode.
Nice.
How you doing, Dee?
Hey, Nos. Hey, DYNO.
Hey,
Good.
DYNO. Let's try.
Yeah, I was talking to Hinano about it. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Because I missed it because I had something else happening. And I was like, cool, I can just go and rewatch. And I was like, oh, frick. The one time where there was like so much people, I'm like, oh man.
I know. I was the same. Like, no, as soon as I finished, I went to like sort of upload it like to this other site which you used to go to YouTube. I'm like, where is it? And I was like, oh, I didn't record it. I was like, no.
That's like, oh, fuck.
I know. Basically, I was like screaming to like the high heaven, the top of my lungs. I was like,
it's all good.
and I was
You
like,
had to be there to experience the full effect, right?
that's right. I know. I was just like, one job.
It's that one emoji with the palm in your face.
That's right. Yeah. All right, we've got a few more people joining us. We got VeVe Fan Bam, thank you for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. We got DYNO, Nos. All right. Anyway, oh yeah, go on, DYNO. How are you, mate?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Good, mate.
How's it going, everybody? Note to everybody in WebV, make sure it says recording. That way we can all help each other out in that regard.
Double, triple.
It's funny because I see it right now and it's just blinking in the top left corner.
I know.
So it's so obvious, but yeah, I didn't even look.
I know. I think we just got caught up on like everything that was happening in that episode because we had like giveaways. We were just having so much fun that I don't think anybody realized it wasn't recording. I especially didn't.
Oh yeah, that was a great episode though.
Yeah, but just double check everyone can hear me all right because I'm sort of broadcasting through BlueStacks on my laptop this time instead of my phone. I just want to make sure it's all working properly.
Yeah, you sound fine, man.
Excellent. That's what I want to hear.
Sound better than ever, man.
Yeah, I also got a new microphone and some new gear as well, so I'm just trying to improve the quality of the spaces as well. Always trying to get better.
Yes, I heard you guys the test space you had.
Oh really?
Was it like a couple days ago or a few days ago? I went and re-listened, and it was just funny because you can hear everything, and you guys are like, "Hello, can you hear me?" Funny. And Evolve was like, "Yeah, I can hear everyone," but the other two couldn't hear each other.
Yeah, no, that was really weird because like Evolve could hear me, but DYNO couldn't hear me. I was just like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And me, like, just listening, I'm like, yeah, I can hear you guys. I'm like, wait, I'm listening to a re-recording.
and you're responding to it.
Yeah.
That's right. I grew up in a family where my dad would yell at the TV, so.
Oh, same.
It's not. Yeah, that's normal. But yeah, that was really odd. Right when Evolve came into the space, that's when I couldn't hear you anymore. But he could hear both of us, so. But yeah. I'm glad it got figured out and everybody can hear you now, so that's good.
That's good. All right. Oh, we got Poppy listening with us. Poppy, good. Always good for you to drop in when you can, buddy. Hinano's with us now. Always a pleasure. All right, we're starting to get everything warmed up. So we've got tons to talk about this time around. Like loads has been happening. So we've had all sorts of VeVe drops. We've had white listings. We've had Apple with their big announcements. What else has been happening on my list of stuff that's been happening? Oh yeah, we had the McFarlane Toys and Blizzard license announced. That's exciting stuff on their front. Also got a little bit of film and TV news to go over as well. Yeah, I think it's gonna be another fun episode, and also I think we're gonna make it a bit fun, and we're gonna throw a giveaway in there somewhere as well. So make sure you keep listening throughout the entire episode, because it's gonna be in there somewhere. We just don't know where. All right. Well, I suppose let's kick it off with I guess we'll kick it off with the intro, won't I? G'day everybody. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be in the world. This is VeVe Wednesday. It's brought to you by the VeVe Collective. I am your host, OzmanCollect63. I currently don't have a co-host, but I have sent out some invites, so if anyone wants to jump on that, feel free. And yeah, we're just chilling here in the space, talking all things VeVe, Marvel, film, TV, fandom, pop culture, and just a general chill space. And let's just chill out and have a good time with it. All right, let's kick it off with the latest VeVe drops. So we've had all sorts of bits and pieces dropping. We've had Happy Tree Friends, we've had the President stamps, we've had the VeVe logos, we've had the Spider-Man 1 of 1, we had Spider-Man 2099, the Maestro Hulk drop, Tarzan, and of course we've got just coming up, we've got the Edge of Spider-Verse, first appearance of Penny Parker. And we've also got a Diabolical Duck Avenger by what's his name, Donald Duck. Has everyone's has anyone been buying anything in the market lately, or anybody pick up anything good? So let's go shopping.
I went for the the 2099. Of course I got a common. I kept that, and I don't think I participated. Oh, I tried going for the logo. You know how that went.
Yeah.
I didn't get shit.
Yeah, no, I got nothing as well. I got a big L on both of them.
Yep. Trying to wait till they come down a little bit, if possible, and then I might snag one.
Yeah, the logo prices are definitely starting to run a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm looking at possibly one of the green ones, the green and white.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
What about you?
Me, I would like to go for a logo, but I'm not really in a position to do so at the moment. I've got my eye on a couple of other things at the moment, but I participated in the whitelist drop, and I thought it was very good, very smooth experience. I didn't get anything on the first drop, but on the second one, it told me that I got in on the whitelist, and I said, yep, you've got it, you're in. And then just came up with the little buffering window, and just kept buffering, saying allocating. And I waited 5 minutes, and after that 5 minutes, it basically kicked me out and said you failed to make payment. So that was kind of annoying, but the whole experience was really good. And also, before I forget as well, if anyone hasn't seen the latest roundtable discussion from the VeVe Collective on our YouTube channel, please check that out, because we do go over this as well. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, go on, Tony.
I went for 3 2099s. I got an uncommon and 2 rares.
Oh, the rare's good.
I picked up a UR in the market because I think it looks amazing.
Nice.
And I also picked up a common too, because it's pretty cool. And I tried to go for the logo, no luck. And yeah, I stacked some Gwen Stacy's last week. I don't know if we talked about that last week, or was that after last week? I forget, but
no, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about
that. That was the other notable drop. Yeah, that was the other notable drop for me. I did not go for Maestro. I sold one of my Hulks today.
Nice.
Yeah. Been relatively active.
Cool. Yeah, me, I've for the 2099 drop, I got 2 commons, but fairly decent mints. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold on for a little bit. I'm eyeing up an ultra rare in the market at the moment, but again, just got to get the cash together to do it, because unfortunately I had a window break in my house yesterday, so I got to allocate some money to that. So that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah, on a side note, whatever you guys talked about last week did not happen. So we can talk about it again today.
Excellent.
This is true. This is very true. And my memory is so short, anyways, that I might as well talk about it because I need a refresher.
That's it. And also, for anyone who didn't join us last round, joining us this round, say we'll get it all fresh as well. So again, we've got more people listening with us. We've got Double Quill. Always a pleasure to have you back. VeVe Investments. Your videos, amazing, mate. So some of the information and content you're coming out with, I didn't even think of. And watching the videos about you, how you put together those AI pictures, amazing. So top stuff. Anybody who hasn't seen VeVe Investments content, please go and check it out. It is top notch stuff.
Counting down the days that he gets hired by VeVe.
Absolutely, yeah. Somebody give this guy a job. I'm hoping we can get someone in listening from VeVe, like start getting this guy in the door. We also got I can never say this properly. LJG. So thanks for joining us, buddy. So I know he's one of my Aussie brethren. Darkling 007, Goody, I think it's Goody, and Granddaddy Cry. So thanks for joining us, guys. Always a pleasure to have everyone back. Okay.
If you want to make one of us a co-host, I didn't get a notification, but if more people are going to want to jump on up, I got a notification to speak, but not to co-host.
Hang on. Well, I did send you to both co-host.
Ooh, my bad.
I just saw one now. I didn't see one earlier.
No? Okay, try now. So you got co-host invites now? Hang on, let's try that. Let's try that one. Okay, what about now?
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
So D, you should have one as well.
Yeah, I clicked it.
Okay.
It takes a while.
Yeah. Lag. Also, if anyone listening wants to come up and say a few words, by all means, this is a safe space. So if you got something you want to contribute to the conversation, by all means, jump up. But if you want to just listen in the background, that's also cool as well.
Oh, there's Nas.
Hey, Nas. Also, for anybody who didn't catch last episode, because it didn't happen, Nas did very, very well in our giveaway. So congratulations to Nas on that. How are you, Nas?
Good. What's up, Osman? What's up, D? What's up, DYNO? How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, mate. Good.
Nas?
Right.
Great, man. Good to see you.
Good morning to you, Oz. Good morning to you. Appreciate your presence in the space, man. I wanted to pop up and ask, when you got the payment error, was that for the VeVe logo?
Yeah, that was for the VeVe logo. So basically, like it was on the it was on the second one.
Did you record it at all?
No, I didn't, because at the time I was actually at a family barbecue, so I was kind of like ducking and weaving away from the family to try and get in on the drop. And I know, believe me, I was not popular. My wife was not happy with me. She's like, "Get off your phone! You're with the family." I was like, "I can't. I'm going for a VeVe drop."
I am glad my drops are all majority in the morning, because my wife would kill me.
Oh, she's a savior.
If I was in your position. But I was asking that because VeVe was taking comments for anyone that screen recorded or screenshot, because you're not the only one that had that. So they were taking people in who were having any type of error, because if you were whitelisted and you had 15 minutes to buy, you were supposed to have the buy now button.
Yeah.
Unless you were at the tail end and it's sold. No, it wouldn't have been sold out because you're whitelisted on that drop. So that's the reason why I was mentioning it.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Now, basically, what happened was like, it counted down. I was in the whitelist and it said, "Yep." So, and then it just came up with allocating, and it just kept buffering for the whole 5 minutes when you're supposed to make your payment. And then after the 5 minutes, it just sort of timed out, came up with an error saying that you failed to make payment, and then it just went back to like the sold out icon. So I was like, but I wasn't too heartbroken about it because then I had extra gems to sink into the 2099 Spider-Man drops. So I was like, well, at least I was part of it, so that was cool.
There you
Definitely,
go. Yeah,
definitely.
at least you got something out of
Yeah.
it.
What about you, Nos? Have you picked up anything good lately?
No, just a couple comics DJing on it in the shop. Whenever I see a couple of them in there, I'm just driving. I'll pick up a
Mm.
couple. Nothing really good hits.
Wait, while you're driving?
Yeah, I'm stuck in traffic in SoCal, so
Oh,
literally,
okay.
I'll be on Spaces or I'll be in Discord, and then every now and then I'll just get the itch, so I'll just pull up the comic store and see what's in the store and hit the buy now button on a random comic. So I bought, yeah, every now and then.
So what's the latest random comic you decided to DJ on?
Oh, I got the first appearance of the, or I got the AF-15 knockoff.
Oh yeah,
The first appearance of that I think
yeah,
Other Hulk.
Deus Chow.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I bought a couple of those. Hit a uncommon and a rare.
Oh, the rare's good. That's all right.
Yeah, that was the cover I liked on that one, so I was happy I hit that one. So no complaints here. I never complain when I DJ. You know, I could only blame anyone else but me, so I might as well be happy doing it.
Have fun with it. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. And then I tested out this morning on the wait list to see how it would look like if you don't buy it. So I got on the wait list for the Maestro. Got through the wait list. The cool part is you could actually see the timer of the editions being sold while you're waiting in that
Oh
15
really?
minutes. So yeah, so it's actually really cool. You could track the mints being minted while you're in the wait list, and you have 15 minutes to hit the buy now button. Timed out, went to work, got off of work and checked it out, and it's not sold out from what I've heard. But on my screen, I don't even have the buy now button. It just says you missed the 15-minute window to buy it. So I don't know if they're working on that. I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, I don't have the buy now button and it's not sold out.
Yeah, right. See, because I'm actually looking on the website at the moment, and I'm looking at Maestro, and yeah, the buy now button is there, but you can't click it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bug.
Oh, I suppose it's all growing pains, isn't it? I suppose, like, it's at least it's all like one step forward.
Yeah, I'm having issues with it as well. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure VeVe's gotten feedback about it and they're on it.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a question about that Chow guy.
Oh yeah,
was he in the Disney Plus series with Vision and Scarlet Witch? WandaVision?
No, I don't believe he was.
Because I thought I saw an Asian guy named Chow as he in the later part of the season, and I didn't know if it was him or not. Maybe a Marvel expert.
Nah. No, that's right.
Ben Pax was here, he was telling me, but
that's it.
I just remember that name Chow, but it must not be.
No, unless it was the special agent that was working alongside Kat Dennings' character. Is it what's his name? Wu? It might be Wu. No, I can't remember. Agent.
I'm thinking of Wu. My bad. Yep, you got it. That name rung a bell just now.
Yeah, but no, I think we could see him like coming into the future in the MCU or some other future project, because I think he does play I don't know a lot about the character myself either, but I know he does play like sort of like a pivotal point in some of the comic book stories. But just on the subject of comic book stories, I went and saw the new Spider-Man movie yesterday in the cinemas, and boy, oh boy, it is amazing. If you guys have not seen it already, I highly encourage you to go and see it, especially in theaters.
Yeah, that was totally badass.
Oh my god, it is an absolute onslaught of the senses. I'll tell you right now, just the colors, the sounds, just the pace is just like it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, that was awesome.
My friend's watching it right now, and I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers, but I'm really excited for it.
No No spoilers. But yeah, I definitely encourage you to go and see it. It is really good. They set it up really nicely for what's to come. There was definitely plenty of references to other moments in the MCU as well, which is nice little nods here and there.
Yeah.
And it was
do you have a favorite character from there that got introduced?
Favorite character. Well, definitely the Spider-Man 2099 is definitely definitely up there now. He's pretty beefy.
Yeah.
I
was expecting.
Yeah, I did get a little bit of giggle out of Ben Riley's character, which I thought might have a little bit more screen time, but that was quite funny, especially he's being voiced by Andy Samberg of Brooklyn Nine-Nine fame and Lonely Planet. Oh, Island, sorry, Lonely Island.
Yeah, I'm on a boat.
That's the one.
Yeah, that guy's hilarious.
Yeah, they've also got some other good songs as well, but they're probably a little bit more R-rated to say over the podcast.
Okay, that's cool that Ben Riley was in it. And can you see him? Did they set it up to where he would have a bigger future?
Kind of no, not really. I mean, maybe a yes, maybe a no. I'm not sure. But yeah, like I say, he had very minimal screen, a lot less than I expected he'd probably have.
But definitely 2099, you can see that they're going to use him.
Oh, 29.
In a bigger way.
Oh yeah, 2099 is definitely more coming from him, especially Gwen as well. Spider-Gwen, you'll definitely see more of her.
Nice.
I know you're making it so hard for me to not give you any spoilers. But, I was a fan of Scarlet Spider when I was growing up. So yeah, there's not really a canon or any storyline for him, at least anytime soon.
No, but I know the character's kind of making a bit of a comeback in some of the comic book stories because I mean he's what's it just they had a comic release on VeVe where he becomes, I think it's Chasm. Is it Chasm?
It sounds familiar.
I can't remember, but if they did anything with Scarlet Spider, it'll be like a series, just like a side story, nothing canon.
Okay. Now, isn't he the clone of Peter Parker, or he's the real Peter Parker?
Well, that's what
Granison was telling me that.
That is the question, isn't it?
Oh. Okay. Still
yeah, no. Yeah, it's going back like to the Clone Saga storyline with the Miles Warren, the Jackal. I mean, I know a little bit of it growing up as well, but I think it did turn out that Ben Riley was the clone and Peter Parker was the real Peter Parker or something like that. But Ben Riley apparently has made another comeback, and he's got like Peter Parker's memories, and there's a whole different other storyline there. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I can see Ben Riley definitely popping up in future Spider-Verse projects. I did like seeing all the different versions of Spider-Man. That was kind of cool. I had like the gunslinger Spider-Man and like the original like animated Spider-Mans as well. Like there was also the Japanese Spider-Man there as well, which I found quite entertaining. And they had the Lego Spider-Man too as well. I thought that was kind of cool.
Was Silk in it?
I didn't see Silk. No, I was quite surprised.
Interesting.
No more spoilers.
No.
All right, sorry. I've never seen it. Just so everyone knows.
I'm trying to tread very, very lightly.
I know I'm not making it easy for you guys, but I'm just curious who's in there. But yeah, I'll have to go see it myself.
Yeah, so for anyone just jumping in, because we've got a few more faces jumping in, we've got Mr. Champ. You Chin, I can't say it. I'm sorry. If I'm butchering names, I do apologize. We're just having a conversation about the new Spider-Man movie. So I just saw it yesterday. Really, really impressed with it. And yeah, if you haven't seen it already, I highly encourage you to do so because it is amazing. And yeah, just talking about where it might go in the future. All right, what else is on my list of stuff to talk about? So, what's another big thing on everyone's mind? Oh yeah, we've had the big news from Apple Vision Pro about their VR headset. Oh, hang on, we got Hinano wants to come up to the stage. I'm sure he's got a lot to say about Into the Spider-Verse. Hey, bro, how are you, bud?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing today?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, yeah.
Hinano,
Hey man, how are you?
What's
what's up, brother?
what's up, Nas? What's up, D? Been a while. Dino, the host with the most. Enjoyed our WebV video. I watched it twice today just to get the views on it. But yeah, it was a great video. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed being part of it.
Real quick, Amadeus Cho, just so
Oh,
you guys know,
yeah, go on.
his mom actually showed up in the MCU. She was in Age of Ultron, I believe. Helen Cho.
Okay.
So she was the geneticist in the movie. When oh God, it's been so long since I've seen that movie, but she was that lady. She showed up in the middle of the movie, but anyway, she's in that movie, and I just
Okay.
remember Helen Cho, and she has a son named Amadeus, and so that's basically the comic we have. I don't
Ah,
know the character that very well, but I heard that he may be showing up in Secret Wars,
there you go.
and so
That's the
that's probably
connection.
why we got it in the app. He's probably going to pop up sooner or later.
Mm.
Did she? Is she the one that went and talked to Tony Stark after he did his presentation? It seemed like it was in a hallway. I don't know, man.
So
I don't know if
I
that's
just
helpful.
remember she showed up in the middle act of Age of Ultron, and she was like some big geneticist, and she was helping the team, I guess, fight Ultron. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, but I
Mm.
remember her being in that movie, um, and she was canon towards Amadeus Cho. I really wish Marvelous Fax was here. He would probably know way better than me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the character either. All I can remember is apparently he's like really intelligent, and yeah, eventually becomes a Hulk. I think is all I really know about him.
Oh, I just looked her up. Yeah, I know that face. Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's Helen Cho, right?
Yeah, she looks pretty young in that movie.
It's interesting how these characters show up like,
Uh,
years before, and now they're utilizing them now.
mm. Yeah, Helen Cho. Yeah. I recognize her.
One thing I'm learning about Marvel and the MCU, there's so many Easter eggs everywhere. It's crazy. Things that I just don't even pick up on.
Hey, Oz, the one I know we're not supposed to talk about Across the Spider-Verse, but there's like just one Spider-Man that I saw in there that I just want to give a shout out to, and that was the Spider Cat. If you remember the
Oh,
Spider
well,
Cat,
yeah. What? The,
that was my favorite one that just popped up. So,
mm,
because there was a lot in there, so for all we know, Silk could have been there because there's a lot of characters in that movie, and I'll just leave it
mm.
at that. But yeah, that Spider Cat was
Yeah, well, I mean, like
hilarious.
a lot of people would have probably seen, like that scene where he's like running through, like the spider hallway, like him being chased by all the Spider-Man. Like that scene's been like all over the internet, so you can't really sort of class that like as a spoiler because it is out there. But yeah, this the Spider Cat was kind of funny, and then like it just got ridiculous because there's like a Spider-Man like T-Rex. I was like, oh man, come on.
I actually have that comic of what is it, Spider
Oh
Rex?
really?
Um, I, I I think that's the name. I could be wrong. It's just like stuff that I collect
Mm.
over time and I keep in like my mix box. But yeah, I have a comic with Spider
Yeah.
Rex or whatever that's called.
I did like like the little things like they sort of dropped here or there like where he's like having like the drawer with the cowboy version of Spider-Man goes ready on the count of three, draw one, and shoots him in the face. Goes, you didn't say you didn't wait till three.
Yeah, the movie was very cleverly done. And I just can't wait to see what's next. I mean, everyone knows now there's going to be a second one. I really think Spider-Man 2099 is going to make a comeback. I mean, you can kind of see it already. It's like one of the hottest books in IRL
Mm,
right now. And I've been watching actually because I've been wanting to buy another raw copy because the copy I have was the very first copy I bought. In fact, I remember as a kid buying the copy that I have, and it's all beat to crap because I never took care of it. But I've noticed the raw copies are just going up in
mm.
price.
I suppose because
So
everyone,
I'll
yeah,
just wait.
everyone's getting more and more aware of him now. because I was the same. Like, I was looking at that not the FA, the one we got in the other one, the silver looking one. And I was like, oh, I actually had I had a copy of that comic like years ago, and then I can't remember what happened to it now.
Well, I know everyone had a copy of Spider-Man Annual 365. It was a black cover, and it's got like that hologram on it. Because in the 90s, hologram was like a big thing, right? You know, it's eye candy for everyone. But yeah, everyone had this book. In fact, I remember a VeVe fan gifted me the book, and I ended up giving it away just because I had a copy. But that's like his first sneak peek, which is actually Spider-Man 2099. He shows up actually in 365.
Okay. Cool. What about the news, the comic we got dropping? Well, it'll be tomorrow morning for you guys. Is the Edge of Spider-Verse #5, the first appearance of Penny Parker. And so what do we all think about that one? Anybody going to go for that one?
For lack of awareness, I'm skipping.
Yeah, I'm probably going to skip it too. The UR cover looks nice though.
Of course it does.
Especially to Mr.
I'm
UR.
hoping to buy the SR for $50 or lower. I'm hoping everyone looks at the comic and thinks it's junk and trash, because I actually want to collect some of it. I actually want to collect all the Spider-Mans that are in the actual movie. And I have a feeling they're going to drop more. I mean, next thing you know, they'll probably drop Spider-Punk.
Yeah, that character was cool.
Yeah, he's going to have to show up too, right? And I actually have that physical book. Or Peter Porker, you know. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I hope, like I said, I hope everyone disrespects the book and I can get them all cheap.
Yeah, that secret rare does look quite nice, because we got, like, you know what, the mechanized Spider-Man on the front that looks like Spider-Ham, and I'm not sure who the other guy is, but it looks really cool as well. But yeah, well, hopefully it'll be disrespected and you better get it at a good price. But yeah,
you could have my copy, Hinano.
But Spider-Punk, now that was another really cool character as well. It was like you could definitely see like the Billy Idol in him.
Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, especially like little like.
So with
there, go, mate.
So with it just sounds like there's a ton of characters coming out of the woodworks and stuff, but they still made it a really good story.
Yes, they did.
That's impressive.
It was awesome. It was amazing.
It's phenomenal.
I'm so psyched.
Just phenomenal movie.
I'm stoked.
Yep.
I'm so bullish on Spider-Man.
What
Did you say you're gonna watch it this weekend, Dino?
I have this site where I could watch it, but I want to see it in theater.
No,
I just don't have a lot of free time, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I really, really want to.
No, mate, see it in theaters. You have to see it in theaters.
Yeah. Take a very long lunch break.
That's
My boss will kill me.
So Nos. So Nos, what about you? Did you have a favorite Spider-Man?
I'm an OG guy. Probably Black Suit Spidey's probably my favorite. As far as the way it looks, because I've always been a fan of Venom. But yeah, Peter Parker's my guy. I had this talk with my kids going, just walking away from the movies. I was like, that's your guys' Spider-Man. That is not my Spider-Man, but that is the future right there, man. And my son, that's 5, he left the theater doing the flip, like the Spidey hand for the web, and I was freaking loving it. I was loving it.
Nice. So you got a 5-year-old. I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm not too far behind you.
I also have a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Oh, excellent! Great age.
Yeah.
Great range. No, but it's very true.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, mate.
I walked out of that movie, and I said this. If anyone has any type of sensitivity to light, I would suggest not watching that, because Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said before, it's just an absolute like onslaught of like the senses. Like there's just so much going on. But yeah, if you are sensitive to light or have any issues in that field, yeah, probably not recommended to see it in theaters.
Did you guys see it in IMAX or whatever?
No, I just saw it. No, I just saw it like in standard.
Yeah, it's regular.
Yeah, prices over here can be a little bit tricky because I'm not sure how it works with your theaters, but in a theater that I go to, they don't they basically charge you for your seat. So instead of like jacking up the prices on like one standard ticket to get you into the theater, they've actually got the theater split up into different like seating categories. So you got like your super savers, your VIP seats, and your standard seats, and they're all basically like anywhere between probably like a $2 to $3 difference.
Hmm.
I got lucky. I saw my Spider-Man movie for $5.
Nice.
My local theater does a special on Sundays. If you catch matinee, it's $5. So that's where I take the kids to go watch the movies, especially on opening. We got some crappy seats. It is the first time in over 10 years to where I sat on row two. So
Right.
my neck was hurting by the end of it.
Wow. The last time we had $5 matinee was like 15 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
You're also in a place where everything's inflated, so
Yeah, true.
True. Yeah, well, over here in the UK, like I paid, I think it was £5.89 for my standard seat, and when I actually got to the theater, because our theater chain over here is Showcase or View, View being my favorite. The theater it was originally supposed to be in was actually not working, so they moved it to another one. But they said you can keep the same seats, but lucky enough, the theater they moved it to, my seat number was actually a VIP seat. So I actually got a VIP seat, which normally costs you about eight or £9 for £5. So I was like, winning.
Like upgrading to first class.
That's it. Yeah, it's like being like on first class on the airplane.
Cool.
Cool. So we had the Apple Vision Pro also announced as well. Has anyone seen any of the footage for that one? Because that looks like a bit of a game changer as well.
Started watching while MC had it live, and then he got rugged.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I didn't see anything afterwards. I heard they're like freaking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead, D. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. That was it.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I saw the 10-minute video where they showed all the things that you can do with it. I mean, I gotta admit, it's super, super impressive. It's obviously really, really bullish for the space that we're in. I'm a little scared of the tech, to be honest, so I can't say I'm going to be jumping into that, but I can see why people are so bullish on it. It's a game changer for sure. Apple just keeps doing innovative things, and this is definitely going to change the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, just from what I saw, like, from what it can do, it's just like, wow. It's like, if this goes where it's going, I could definitely get rid of my TV. Yeah, it's more or less just being like Tony Stark and Iron Man, isn't it? Like you like do everything with your hands, like look like with just yeah. I was just like, wow. I was just like blown away. I was trying to explain it to the missus, and the missus don't want anything to do with it. I was like, well, this is the stuff we have to sort of pay attention to because this is what our kids are going to be playing with, and this is what our kids are going to have to deal with when they get up to their age. Hopefully, not for a $3,000 price point, but I've obviously like there'll be other companies trying to make it for cheaper, probably not up to the same quality as Apple. But yeah, I'm excited for it. My only concern is basically going to be compatibility because Apple doesn't like to play well with others. So you're probably going to have to buy all Apple products if you don't have it already. And just how long the battery pack's going to last because I think I read there's like a 2-hour charge on it.
Yeah, I mean, and just to comment on your point about the TV, I mean, obviously if you're with your family, 4 or 5 people, whatever, then everybody would need one, right? So I think if they can come out with some projector or something like that to be able to take that device and display it in the reality so that multiple people can enjoy it. Otherwise, you're looking at $12,000 to watch a movie. So that's the only issue there. But it is, I mean, it's pretty crazy how you can have the immersive experience and scale the screens up to whatever size you want so you feel like you're in the movie. And they said something about the pixels. I mean, just the quality of what you're seeing is going to be insane.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I think really what's going to catch fire as far as a community that's going to adopt this is people who are into sports.
Yeah.
You know, if you could see replays and you're on the field or you're on the stands and you don't have the time to go to games, this is going to be a game-changing experience for all those diehard sports fans. And I think that's going to be the gateway to kind of this technology is the people who have that kind of immersiveness and have that IRL type of experience without actually being there. You know, because we talk about AR and these collectibles and when we see them IRL, but when this technology gets adopted to stuff like that, where you could see things IRL and be more immersive in it, that is going to be game changing as far as the experiences. And I even know a couple people down in the stage or down in the crowd right now. If they had this and you had a choice between season tickets and maybe a pass of a season ticket holder on VR, if your time is spread thin already, they wouldn't think twice about getting a season ticket on a VR experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it definitely opens up the doorway for all sorts of possibilities. Like, did you see some of the stuff that Disney was pumping out? Like, you know, when they were having their little display of what it can do, like how you could like immerse yourself like in like, you know, a Star Wars universe, or like you could be like sitting in a speeder like on Tatooine, or have all like, you know, Mickey bouncing out at you like, you know, and saying hi, and you playing with like, you know, the Disney castle in AR and stuff. It's just like, wow. I just like if they can get this level, then yeah, it's gonna be big things coming.
So is anyone buying one?
Not for $3.5 grand, I don't think. No, I would probably wait after it's released. Probably wait 6 months, see what the feedback is, and then maybe make a decision from there. Unless you really, really want one.
So do you guys?
If I could make money renting it out, I would consider.
Nice. Or I know Fro has a first edition iPhone that he still has wrapped in the box.
No way.
And and so I was saying, man, I wish I was old enough at the time to be able to do that. I guess this is an opportunity for anyone who does have the money and wants to buy it, keep it in the box and hold it for 15, 20 years. I mean, I think this is one of those revolutionary things that will be kind of like the iPhone, right? Where it's going to be so important, so crucial that if you had that wrapped in a box still, I mean, that could fetch some nice coin. I could see.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, like, you know, you keep it for long enough, it'll be classed as an antique. Like, I know some of the old school gaming consoles, like, you know, your Commodore 64s, your Nintendos, Super Nintendos. Some of them go for a pretty penny in a mint condition, still in the original boxes, because they're classed as antiques now.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, and I can also see professionals using this thing too. I mean, they pretty much have their office wherever they go now, right? So pretty insane. But like you said, the battery life, that's going to be one of the big innovations that they're gonna have to solve, because I'm sure the computing power is insane on this thing. But it's crazy how small the battery pack was. It just fits right in your back pocket.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was expecting like something like a lot chunkier, maybe like a belt or something you have to wear. But yeah, no, it's just like a small, like little, especially look like the size of your phone, just stick it in the back pocket and off you go. But another thing that I was so concerned about is like how comfortable these things are going to be to wear, like, you know, because you'll have to wear them for long periods of time. So you definitely want them to be comfortable.
People are going to have so much neck muscles. Actually, I'm just saying, our future generations can have some mad monster neck.
That's it.
Necks.
That's it. Everyone's gonna look like thumbs.
Or the
Yeah, and
Hulk.
Apple's real life Hulks. Apple's pretty good about making things like their hardware really sleek, and I am curious how heavy this thing would be. But yeah, some of the other VR headsets are just bricks on your face, and this one I like that at least for the people who do want some attachment to the real world, they're able to just easily filter into where they can see around them. And it seemed like Apple, especially in the first minutes of that video, made it very clear that they wanted you to still understand that there's things going on around you, or be able to at least interact with things going on around you, so that you're not completely decoupled from society. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see over time how they develop the hardware, because I was expecting like a pair of sunglasses. Do you remember when Facebook or Meta or whatever, they were gonna do those sunglasses where you could take pictures and stuff like that with them?
Yeah.
So I was expecting something like that, but this clearly has way more power than something that would just do pictures and surfing the phone, right?
Yeah, no, definitely exciting times ahead. What else has been happening in the world? Oh yeah, so at the time I didn't really understand what this was going on about, because this is what got my collectibles all rolled up, as the comments from the Paul Barron show about VeVe being dead. So did anybody see that? Because at the time I didn't know anything about it, and my collectibles got really upset about it. And there's basically the comment saying that VeVe is dead. So how about out there in the audience? Do we feel like VeVe's dead? I'm going to go with a big hell no.
Yeah, we talked about that too, right, on our roundtable, and
Good.
I think we're all on the same page there. And there's no reason that their logo would sell out if nobody cared.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was a bit harsh as well. I was just saying, no, VeVe's dead. VeVe's dead. Nothing's happening. I was like, well, yeah, okay. It's like, VeVe's like, had setbacks the same as like in any other company. I mean, they've pushed back timelines and stuff, but they're trying to deliver a quality product. I mean, like that's just like if we've heard in other streams, it's just like that's just business. It's just them being a company. But the product that VeVe's delivering is top notch, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how VeVe looks through what Apple's doing too, right? Because I know that there's been connections in the past. David Yu has talked about having meetings with Apple, so obviously they can see way further down the road than we can, but now we're starting to get a glimpse of what that all looks like and how these things are blending. So it's just really hard for me to believe that VeVe's not going to be a top player in the space when they're innovating, they're doing things that are ahead of its time. And currently, like we said, I mean, a lot of things have been pumping lately. We're getting mini rallies all the time, even though we're in a big time bear market. There's money to be made for people who care about that. There's awesome content coming out all the time. The community is super strong. I'm actually glad that we're distilling down to people who actually care about collecting. And just getting a lot of the moon boys out of here in terms of the crypto moon boys, people that are just trying to get rich, people are just trying to flip.
Yeah,
I have nothing against making money. That's why I came. But the longer I stay, the more I enjoy the actual aspect of collecting and connecting with you guys, talking about stuff like this. So we're starting to see that this community is being whittled down to people who actually care. And that's a good foundation to build on for the next bull market. When other people, we're creating a culture.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, like the flippers are good as well. Like, because we need the flippers as well. Like, so to get like a little bit of excitement into the market as well. Like, so when we see things pump, we go, oh, okay, like things are pumping. Like, that's exciting. Let's get in. Let's buy Hulk at like 80 gems and then watch it drop back down to like 60. But like you said, like everybody kind of needs everybody like to sort of make this like an interesting space. But I mean that's one of the reasons why I'm still here is like I just love the community. I love interacting with everybody. Just sharing the love of like Spider-Man and all different types of fandom, which I sort of struggle with outside of VeVe because like I always get like looked at like a crazy person, like putting all my money into like these virtual things and funny money as some people might call it. But yeah, but that's nothing as well. This community's got a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, and as Dan said, flippers are crucial to the ecosystem. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to badmouth people who do that, but if you can't build an entire platform where collectors collect on flippers, so it's good. I'm glad that more collectors are coming in, collectors are staying and digging their heels in, finally being able to afford some of the stuff that they weren't able to afford this time last year. So it's cool. And hopefully the script flips in terms of collectors have kind of gotten the shaft thus far, but I'm hoping that we kind of win the day when it's all said and done.
Yeah, for sure. Also, as well, if you're just tuning in, this is VeVe Wednesdays, brought to you by the VeVe Collective, where we just like have a nice chill session. We talk Marvel, fandom, film, TV, gaming, today all the fun nerdy stuff and VeVe, what's been going on in the market there. If you're still with us, thank you for joining. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, say thank you for joining. The floor is always open to anybody who wants to wants to throw a few words in. So we're always happy to hear different opinions. But also, if you just want to listen in the background, that's also cool as well. Just want to say a big thank you to is it Fried Labbit. So I've seen you in the space before. Thank you for joining us. Matt, I can never say his name. I do apologize if I butcher people's names because I do struggle sometimes. Masik, say thank you for joining us, mate. I've seen you around the spaces as well. The Batman who laughs. I love your
goes by Mask, by the way.
Sorry, what is it?
He goes by
Mask. Mask. Sorry, I apologize. Mask. There we go. I got it right. Stevo, Betaverse. Say thank you for listening. Hope you're enjoying the content. And yeah, let's just let's keep things rolling.
By the way, have you guys entered or even knew about the VeVe Discord weekly giveaway?
I just saw the email for that now. I literally just filled it in before I jumped on the episode.
Yeah, so every week on Tuesday at 8:05 they open up the weekly giveaway, and they do the giveaway every Thursday at 8:05. They pick 3 people, whoever listed or click the emoji, and then they'll give away the 3 collectibles every week.
Oh.
And you just gotta join the VeVe Discord and then hit level or tier 2, which is a few levels.
Okay.
There is a possibility that you could speak to someone that could help you jumpstart that if you just join the VeVe Discord, as long as they know that you're a real collector and a real person that's actually on VeVe for the right reasons.
Okay.
They could connect you if you're not a tier 2 yet.
So how do you actually join the tier ranking in the Discord? Where you just got to like, comments, just those sort of little things like that.
Yeah, so you get XP just by chatting in the chat, participating in any of the functions that goes on. So about 2 weeks ago, they had their first Family Feud. I was lucky enough to play in it with the team, and we won. So I was awarded 1,000 XP.
Nice.
And then as you get those XP, you rank up, and it's fun. I committed myself maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, and I pop in every single day now.
So is that? Yep. Go ahead.
They also announced last week you could actually exchange XP on the Discord. you could exchange XP for arcade tokens, and then in the arcade shop, they'll have things you could redeem it for. So one of the first announcements was a Frank Kozik collectible. So you could redeem X amount of experience for whatever's in the shop. So they have a couple of things that the team is over there is loading up the shop with. So it's just a great way to kind of build XP, and then they wanted to kind of contribute for the people who don't have all the money, and then they want to sacrifice some time and just hang out to participate. So that's the kind of the reward for them to kind of hang out and just chill at the Discord and have a good time.
All right, okay.
And I'll say this right away on record on the recorded space. It's not all Moon Boy talk. It's genuine conversations, because I had heard that before going into Discord, and I don't like being stuck in echo chambers myself. And after being there here the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, it's genuine conversations, genuine concerns, very similar to how it is on Twitter. So it's great people all around, and the mods in there are great people. Shout out to OMW down there in the crowd. If you want to come up, bro, and kind of piggyback on anything I missed. But yeah, it's definitely a fun environment in there for sure.
Oh, there you go then. Like, you know, if you're not involved on the VeVe official Discord, yeah, definitely get in on that, because I find that quite interesting as well. Because the WebV Collective also has a Discord as well, and I'm always looking for ideas to sort of implement into, like, you know, our own Discord, and that whole idea of like building XP and trading it for arcade tokens, that's quite intriguing. So do you have to be like in a certain thread for that to happen? Like, because obviously, like, you know, the Discord has all sorts of different threads for it. Like, you know, you've got drop info, social feed, etc., etc. How would you get involved in that?
So I can't remember the specific details on that one, unless OMW wants to come up from. I'll show from what I know. So from what I remember, there's tiers. Certain tiers unlock certain channels. You get to pick a club. There's different clubs from Disney Club. There's pull up my Discord right now.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at it on my phone right now.
Yeah, so there's different clubs, anywhere from let me go down to the clubs.
Fan Zone.
Disney Club, comics, art, gallery, anime.
Yep. Yeah.
And then there's arcade, chess, poker, fishing. You could pick one of each, and then in the arcades they do different things to earn different XPs. And then in the clubs, they have different things like talking about, like VeVe Magic is on the Disney. She's one of the mods there for the Disney park.
No surprise.
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of different places to earn it, and then they have different chats, like general chat, market chat, Twitter fan chat, Disney chat, comic chat. So there's a bunch of places to kind of pick and choose where you want to kind of connect.
Yeah, right. Very interesting. I'll have to have a
OMW, I hope I did you proud.
No, nice one. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out when I got some time.
I used to be on Discord so often in the early days, and then for whatever reason I fell off, but I'm gonna have to get back on it. Sounds like they've built it out pretty good.
Yeah, I just won, so I can't say how the early days was, but it was overbearing at first, and then as I kind of got a chance to kind of hang out in there and get used to it, it's a lot better now.
Well, it's like I said before, like, you know, the WebV Collective actually has our own Discord, which I actually built, funny enough, and I'm always looking for different ideas and different ways to sort of implement it and try and make it better for all of our users. Only because yeah, I'm no professional Discord builder or anything like that. I learned how to build the whole thing through YouTube, funny enough. So any ideas or help is always appreciated. And if anybody actually wants to get involved with the WebV Collective Discord, just flick me a message, or DYNO or Hinano or D, and we can get you involved in that if that's something you want to, if you want to get in on. But yeah, what else has been happening this way? Oh, did anyone hear about this news about the McFarlane Toys and Blizzard Toys license partnership? That's some exciting stuff as well.
No, what is that about? I didn't hear anything.
No, well, basically to coincide with the release of Diablo 4, which is Blizzard's new game that just came out. McFarlane has now got the licensing rights to make toys for Diablo, World of Warcraft, and I think it's another World of Warcraft spin-off called Acolyte Rumble, which I'm not familiar with. But if we've got any gamers out there listening in with us and want to share a few words, please do. But yeah, I used to be a Diablo and World of Warcraft player back in the day.
That's cool.
Dude, I was addicted to Diablo 2 for a good 3 years.
Oh, no way.
But yeah, it was bad. My brother and I would fight over the computer. It was such a cool game. Really, really enjoyed it. And I guess they did a new version of it, so they updated the graphics and things like that. But this game, I mean, we're talking, must have been, what, 20 years now?
Yeah, it's long time ago now. I still remember playing the original when it first came out.
Yeah, and I remember when World of Warcraft first came out. I played it here and there, but you have to dedicate mad hours to that to be good. But it was really cool because the world, it was almost like a Minecraft in terms of you just can keep running places and discover new places. So it's pretty amazing what they did back then. But yeah, Diablo it was really fun, and I know my brother, he was looking into possibly playing Diablo 4 when it comes out. So I was actually, speaking of the Discord back in the day on VeVe, I was kind of talking with people in there and hoping that Blizzard would make NFTs. And so here we are almost like a year and a half later, but it's pretty cool that they're doing it through McFarlane. I think they'll do him justice because they have some intricate characters and monsters and stuff like that I could see him doing a really good job with.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. So so what was your class back in the day? So what'd you play? Barbarian, Necromancer, Paladin?
Dude, I love Necromancers. I would just do those bone walls, and then I liked summoning golems, and those skeletons were really weak. But I also got into the Paladin quite a bit too. But he was almost like boring compared to the Necromancer. But it was funny because I would always lag people. If you summon too many things, it would just completely lag the screen, so people would get pissed. So, but that was my favorite character. What about you?
Me, I was more like the tank sort of characters. I used to always go like the barbarians. You could and also the paladin to a degree as well, because if you leveled him up in the correct way, he could be an absolute beast. But yeah, I was always more partial to the barbarian. Always like just jumping in there and just hack and slash everything.
Yeah, the whirlwind move where you can just spin around and just
crush
through everything.
Yeah, he just everybody, or just like yell and jump around them. That's the big like Hulk body slam jump thing was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, leap, and then he also had those war cries that would help everybody out. So
that's right. Yeah,
that game was cool, man. I really enjoyed that game, but it was unhealthy for me. But yeah, big time part of my upbringing for sure.
And World of Warcraft, that was another one as well. Like I actually ended up having to cancel my subscription because I was getting just like way too addicted to it. I found myself waking up at like early hours of the morning just so I could like level up for a couple of hours before I went to work. I was just like, I think I have a problem.
Yeah, those games have that power. It's really crazy. And then because they have that open forum, where you can go into certain rooms and play with other people all around the world, it just fed that competitiveness. And I don't know, I didn't get far enough on World of Warcraft. I just kind of played the story a little bit. But I know in Diablo, once you beat the story, which wasn't, it wasn't anything special, but then you would do duels. And so you would have to go, you'd have to go into the world and kill the boss and try to get really good items and then equip your guy so that you can beat other people in duels. And so that was, that's where the competitiveness really took hold, and you would just stay on for hours and hours and hours trying to get good.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about you, D? Did you do any gaming back in the day?
To be honest, I freaking suck at video games. I mean, they're fun to play, like the ones I play with my brother guys. But yeah, I'm so terrible. Like you wouldn't want me on your team. I would. Yeah, it'll be game over.
And what about you? I know you're a bit of a gamer.
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, guys. I was like doing two things at once. What was the question?
I said, we're just having a discussion about World of Warcraft and saying like, oh, I know you're a bit of a gamer. So were you you still gaming, or have you ever played any of the Diablo or Warcraft games?
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft when I was younger. I played StarCraft, but what I'm gaming now, honestly, me and my daughter have been revisiting Marvel versus Capcom number 3,
Nice.
The Fate of Two Worlds. Yeah, like we've been playing this for at least 2 weeks straight. And my thumbs have been getting sore because she's getting very good at it. She's been kicking my butt. She's been using Modoc to kick
Oh,
my
no
butt.
way.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hilarious, but yeah, I've been playing that recently.
No, cool. I mean, like, let's say, like, I used to be a big gamer back in the day as well. I mean, like, I've obviously StarCraft. Now, StarCraft was my game of choice as well. I used to love that game so much. Played the original, played the expansion packs, got a little bit into StarCraft 2, and then sort of dropped off a little bit because you have family and life, and don't really have that much time to commit to it anymore. But but yeah, um, you say you're a big StarCraft fan. Like, who was your favorite your favorite race to play as? Because mine was the Terrans, definitely.
Hinano, he's asking you.
He's editing something, isn't he?
Yeah.
I am. I
Yeah,
am.
but
Sorry. Yeah. What was the question? I'm terrible, man. Pass.
Fire. Step
that's what
down.
I was just saying. Like, you mentioned you were a big StarCraft player back in the day. I was like, so was I. I said, who was your favorite race to play as? Because mine was the Terrans.
Oh yeah, man. Humans, of course.
Yeah, cool. So we've got a few more people jumping in the chat with us. So we've got Michael Camper. So always a pleasure to have you, buddy. So I'm very generous bloke, always doing amazing giveaways. Mr. Jordan Rizzo. So thanks for joining us, buddy. So if you haven't seen any episodes or any of his content from around the Akomiverse, I think he recently just had My Collectibles and Queen VeVe on. I highly encourage you to check out his channel as well. Very good. I also had the pleasure of doing a guest appearance with Evolve Collects as well. Who else we got? DJ76. Thanks for joining us, buddy. And anyone else who I haven't mentioned as well. Yeah, we're just chilling, just having a conversation about gaming at the moment. It's about World of Warcraft. And the recent McFarlane Toys and Blizzard licensing announcement, saying, I wonder what's going to come from them now. So hopefully we're going to have some digital collectibles come out of their corner now, because it'd be awesome to see like a digital representation of Diablo, or just like some orcs or something like that. That'd be like really cool to see.
Yeah, so they just announced real life collectibles, right? They didn't say anything about digital, but obviously that's completely in the realm of possibilities.
Well, I'm hoping to have, like, because I think I saw like an interview. I think actually, funny enough, it might have been on the Paul Barron show with Todd McFarlane. I think he was also basically just talking about, like, trying to match like physicals with digitals, or just basically just give people options. But it says just reading the licensing agreement now, and we've got to, who's that? Improve. Oh, hello. We got
just called Steve-O up.
Oh yeah, Steve-O, how are you, mate? There we go. Steve-O, how are you, buddy? You got something you want to throw into the conversation?
I don't actually have anything to throw in as far as the gaming and the McFarlane thing. So I was just gonna wait until you guys kind of finish that conversation because I was gonna talk about like Across the Spider-Verse and the VeVe Discord.
Oh no, mate. Like, feel free if you want to talk about Across the Spider-Verse, we can talk about Across the Spider-Verse. I'm assuming you've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it twice. I liked the movie a lot. It was extremely good in my opinion. But because I heard you guys talking about how you like seeing it in like the smaller theaters and seeing it during the day. My opinion on like the hype movies like that, and granted I'm kind of like a Marvel nerd, but I like seeing the movies on opening night at like 7 p.m. when like most of the people are gonna go, because I like being in a crowd with like hyped up people who also just like really want to see the movie. Because to me it kind of adds to the experience when you're just in a hype theater and everyone's just like enjoying the hell out of it. So like at the end of the movie, like I won't spoil anything, but at the end of the movie, my theater was clapping and going absolutely nuts at the end. So it just made it more fun when everyone's just like completely immersed in the movie. So I definitely recommend going to an IMAX if you can and try to go like see a good night showing.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely agree with that. I mean, like, the only reason I went during the day is just because I had the free time and I really wanted to see the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I have been in theaters as well. What did I see? I think I saw I think it was last one I saw like on opening night. I think it was Endgame, and yeah, the atmosphere in that was just amazing. I mean, like especially like when all the portals are opening, like and they basically have the big showdown at the very end of the movie. Like that theater just went off.
Yeah. Yeah, the end of the movie was just really good. So, also with the VeVe Discord, I've been in it. I've actually been in the VeVe Discord since the day it opened. Like the very first day I actually launched it. It's been a wild ride. So like depending on what time you joined the Discord, there was times it wasn't fun. Because people would kind of just like it used to be really full, and some people would just be like just arguing and just getting upset over just like the most random like unimportant things. But right now, I think the Discord's at like the most chill it's ever been. People just have conversations, and there's a lot of people who have relationships with each other, and you hardly ever see any like just bickering or like just whining over random things. So I actually think the Discord's probably like the best it's at right now. And Eagle Eyes, who like everyone knows is like the Discord moderator or like the Discord manager or whatever you want to call it, he's done a great job as far as opening a lot of different channels and opening different like sub community clubs in there. So it's actually pretty good. I think if you're not used to it, right now is a pretty good time to join.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out and try and get a bit more involved in the Discord. So
I appreciate
Steve,
you
yeah, so I was about to say, so Steve, I don't think we've ever had you up here to speak before. So tell us a little about your experience with VeVe and the app. Like how has it been for you?
I mean, I've always been pretty bullish on the app. I really like it. I remember like in like early January 2021, I was randomly looking for Marvel NFTs because I used to be in NBA Top Shot, and it's kind of like when the NFT craze was starting to pop off. And I just in my head, I just kept thinking, I'm like, I need to find Marvel NFTs. I'm like, I just feel like this is if I can just find like good superhero NFTs, this will be huge because I just know the Marvel fandoms are so big, and I remember I looked for it. I couldn't find it for like a month or two. So I tried again in March, and I typed in Marvel and DC NFTs onto Google, and then because of DC NFTs, that's when VeVe popped up. So I joined then, and I was just kind of blown away at the time. At the time I didn't know about augmented reality. It was just completely new to me. So I remember the first time I put like a penguin and like Batman in augmented reality and just had it right in front of me. I was kind of like blown away. So after seeing like the whole Apple Vision thing from yesterday, I'm extremely bullish on like the future of how this is all going to work. Because I think everyone here is on the same page where
definitely
everyone sees what's happening. Like you're going to eventually be able to just put your collectibles right in the homes, and you're able to just look around and see them. I think there's like something I posted on Twitter. No one really talked about it with me, but I thought it's interesting. is if you saw the Apple SharePlay that they brought up, how you'll be able to use SharePlay on Apple. I was kind of thinking of that with VeVe. Imagine two people have like the Apple Vision glasses in the same house, and they each are signed into VeVe. Imagine having SharePlay interact with both people, so we could build a showroom together and kind of like each take our collectibles, put them in each spot, kind of build a showroom, and then like showcase it together. I figured that would be really cool doing SharePlay type things with VeVe. I just feel like there's a lot of potential there, so I'm really bullish on what VeVe's doing right now.
Yeah, definitely that same. Like, there's just so much possibility for what can come.
Yeah. I mean, I just try to ignore all the negativity right now. Sometimes we go through bouts of FUD in the community, and people seem to get upset. I just try to ignore it, not really interact with it much. I'm just looking forward. That's all you can really do. I think when you're in a bear market like this, it's not really it's not gonna like make your mental health any better by like joining in on the negativity train. Just try to just keep looking forward and just remind yourself why you got invested in the first place. And if nothing really changed, then just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like that's one of the reasons why we created this space to start with, is like to sort of get away from the FUD and the negativity of what's going on in the outside world, and just sort of focus more on like our love of the actual fandom, and just the whole journey of collecting, I guess you could say, and just enjoying the space together. I mean, like, like companies have their ups and their downs. But so long as, well, like you said, as long as you remember why you're buying what you're buying, then it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much how it goes. Just keep your head down and just keep looking forward, and you'll be fine. I just think like something that happens is people get scared to speak up sometimes. So that's what, like, because I think we actually have a ton of undercover bullish people, but they just don't want to speak up because they don't want to like get attacked for thinking opposite of like what the majority's on, or what the majority may seem like. Some people have louder voices on Twitter than others.
Yeah.
So I think some people just don't speak out as much, just in fear of they just don't want the headache. So I think that happens a lot. But I think most of the community all feels really similar. Everyone really likes what VeVe's doing. You can just feel momentum building every day. So it's, things are going well right now. And I like most of the community. I talk with lots of people on Discord. I'm not on Twitter all that much. I used to be on Twitter Spaces a lot more often, but I talk to people on Discord a lot. I have relationships with a ton of people in the community, and that's part of the fun of this, is like we're collecting and we're also sharing what we're doing with our friends that we're making. So, this is all supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful.
So what is it that you like to collect? Are you into the collectibles or the comics, or because you mentioned you're into Marvel? Do you have a favorite Marvel superhero or anything that you sort of focus on?
Yeah, for sure, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like my best collectible. The secret rare. I was able to rebuy it back about like 4 months ago. I've always been a Spider-Man fan and the Hulk fan pretty much like my whole life. I always loved those both those characters.
No.
So yeah, I have most of the Marvel collectibles. The only stuff I don't have is like the Miles stuff. The prices kind of like ballooned on them and got away from me too fast, and I didn't feel like chasing them down. So I don't have any of the Miles collectibles. Also, I'll probably still try to work to get those. I don't know how I'll really get the secret rare because the price is just kind of excessive right now.
Yeah, it's just gone nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just 12, 15K. It's just like that's it's really pushing it, and not to FUD anyone's bags or anything, but in my opinion, it's a little overpriced. But that's but that's the people who have them. Like it must feel good to own it. But yeah, I do have comics. I don't have many secret rares. I have a lot of commons of just random stuff. But basically, I like a lot of the things on the app. A lot of the artist pieces look really good. Like the Dragon Girl looks really good. A lot of the decon stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's just really nice on the app. Like that's visually appealing. So I think that's what's great is that it can appeal to a lot of different people. Some people like the art stuff. Some people specifically just collect comics. I'm kind of all over the place. I have like a little bit of everything. So.
No, it's good. I mean, like that's one of the things, like, that's really good about VeVe and the app, is that it provides like a lot of different options for everybody. Like me in particular, I sort of target the ultra rare comics because that's kind of my thing. I mean, like, I enjoy the artwork. I enjoy the exclusive artwork as well, because I feel there's an extra level of collectability there as well. But yeah, I mean, like, if you want to just collect comics, collect comics. If you want to collect collectibles, collect collectibles. It's all down to the individual and what you like to collect.
Yeah, the ultra rare comics is actually really interesting. I think about that all the time, and I wonder what like real physical comic collectors think about them because they are unique art. You don't see them in any physical form. They're like completely unique to VeVe. So I always wonder. I'm like, let's say physical collectors finally make the transition to VeVe, and they just feel like throwing a lot of money in. Like, are they going to accept the ultra rares because they like them, or are they going to want the original art from like the commons or the secret rares because the secret rares basically just take a page out of the comic book and just turn it into a cover. So that's something I always like wonder about. Is like, are the ultra rares just like hidden gems and people just kind of overlook them? I'm not really sure yet. It's just something I always think about, and I wish I could talk to more physical collectors about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm always of the impression that the ultra rare comics they've got that nice level of like sort of scarcity and affordability, because some secret rare comics can get away from you, like, because some, like, say, like, Amazing Fantasy 15 secret rare. I mean, well, that's going like for a top notch prices now as well. But I mean, the ultra rare comics, not only are they more affordable, they've got a decent level of scarcity to them as well, but they've also got the exclusive covers, which you can't find outside of VeVe. So eventually, when we get to the stage where we can implement things like the Apple Pro glasses, and they get into the mainstream, then people are going to want to read these comics in the real world. And then you'll have like the exclusive covers as well. And then you've also got that level of collectors who also just like to collect the art. So they might have their favorite artist. So you might have, like, someone out there who only wants to collect Balderi covers or Ramita Jones. They've got Lopez and a whole heap of other artists I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I've always been under the impression that they just got that extra level of collectability, and also they're a really impressive cover pieces as well, and they just look really good either reading or on someone's wall.
Yeah, for sure. Because you brought up Amazing Fantasy 15. That's actually the only one I have is the ultra rare, because obviously the secret rare went to like 15K like the first day or something.
Do you guys think Marvel has kind of lost its steam maybe? Or like, do you think there's better days ahead? I've been like always like thinking like that there's better days ahead, but ever since then I don't know anymore. I'm just curious.
In my opinion, Phase 4 was a little bit underwhelming. But I think it's definitely gonna get better because they made it. If you really follow Marvel a lot and follow what the directors and like some of these guys say, they said that they're trying to cut out as much content as they're doing and try to focus on the quality again, because it seemed like they were just loading up a lot of shows and a lot of movies, and it wasn't really
I feel like
resonating.
they've been going more for the money grab audience versus back to their original roots. Like, I feel like back in the day it wasn't always about the money, and now like it's kind of just evolved to like a money grab atmosphere, if you will.
Yeah, okay. That's how Phase 4 felt, and I think they're trying to fix that. Secret Invasion comes out in like 2 weeks. I think that show looks like it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that'll look good. Ant-Man, obviously, it wasn't that great like Quantumania. But Kang did, Jonathan Majors did a really good job as Kang, and I think a lot of people are. Yeah, so I think Kang will be really exciting going forward, as long as hopefully they keep him as the actor, because he has like a legal issue he's going through.
That's true.
And so if they do keep him, though, I think going forward, a lot of the movies are focused around him are going to be really good. So I think the next Avengers will be good. And we got Fantastic Four coming. X-Men's going to come after like the Secret Wars saga finishes. So I think there's a pretty bright future for Marvel.
Yeah, they just seem to be like experimenting with a lot of different things lately. Like, they've gone like it just seems like they're experimenting with different themes, different demographics. I mean, like, you've had like all sorts of projects all over the place. Like, you had like Moon Knight, which is pretty trippy. Miss Marvel was just I actually really enjoyed Miss Marvel. And then there's She-Hulk, which started off strong and then sort of got a little bit all over the place. So yeah, I think they are warming up to something bigger, especially now that Across the Spider-Verse just come out, and that's gearing up for something big as well. So we'll see that there's more to come. But we've got who we got to the stage now. So Tombstone is a Tombstone Tower. Sorry, yeah. Thanks for the input. Thanks for the input, mate. Carol Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too, mate. Have a good one. Thanks for coming up. So Carol Williams has something to say. Or maybe not.
Oh, Osman, I have a question.
Yeah, mate, go for it.
So, yeah, do you think that Ant-Man maybe has something to do with the trans community?
In what do you mean?
Do you think he has some kind of relation to the trans community?
I would probably not. No. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, I thought so. Sound like a troll, but I thought I'd give him a fair go. But no, to answer that question, I have no comment. Sorry, that's not a subject I'm familiar with or want to comment on. But thanks for coming up. If you want to keep listening, keep listening. But all good. Biggest bro, thanks for jumping in, mate. I think we might need our bouncer soon. And we got Trevor listening as well. Trevor, just while you're here, mate, want to say big congratulations to you and McFarlane for securing the Blizzard license. So I'm sure you guys are over the moon about it. So congratulations on that one.
Yo, shout out to the biggest bro. Freaking amazing job on the VeVe Arcade stream, bro. Ultimate hype man right there. Keep it up, brother.
Osman, just in quick regards to the Creel.
Oh, sorry, I think I just hit the wrong button. Sorry, Tombstone Tower, I think I just hit the wrong button. My bad.
I think he's rugging.
Oh, can you hear me now, guys?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's right. I thought I hit the wrong button and cut you off. That was my bad.
No worries, man. No, I do see. I think Creel maybe was a troll, but at the same time, with everything that's going on, I am worried that Marvel may take the direction of not that I'm not an advocate of the trans community, but I think I'm scared they might maybe go in that direction, and kind of incorporate that, and that's really not their bread and butter. I don't personally think.
No, I mean, I don't think they're going down that sort of direction either. But I don't really have anything to say on that, so I'll just leave it.
Yeah, I think so too. They're probably best to just leave it.
But we got Trevor. Trevor's up to speed. Trevor, how are you, mate?
Yo, how are you guys?
Good, Trev. How are you doing?
What's up, Trev?
I'm good. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Just like everybody about our announcement. It's pretty cool. It's it's definitely a brand I'm a fan of. Blizzard.
Same. We were just having a discussion before about playing Diablo 2 back in the day and our World of Warcraft experiences.
Hell yeah. Yeah, now they just put out Diablo 4.
Yeah.
That literally just came out this week. So yeah, it's a cool brand. It's a cool one to work with.
So how's the atmosphere at McFarland at the moment? They must be over the moon about the new
I mean,
the
they're
new
excited. They're excited about that. I'm like with the digital stuff. We're just like we've got like big announcements that we've been just like itching to get out there, and just go. So everything's just super slow on like just getting that stuff approved.
Yep.
Like I have so much like it's like hilarious how much stuff I have in the pipe. It's just like ready to go.
It must be killing you that you got all this stuff that you probably want to tell everybody and you're not allowed to.
Dude, I have drops through the end of 2024 right now. Like we have like it's ridiculous.
Oh wow. So whether you can answer this or not, like like obviously I've said this before. I don't like putting you on the spot, for for uncomfortable questions. But the question was asked as like so we'll see physical and digital sort of coincide with each other, or
oh yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, and also don't feel bad about asking those questions. I'm pretty clear about what I can and can't answer, and like it's really when people ask questions about specifics of when is something coming, what is dropping. I obviously can't answer those, but the rest are fine. And like I've even mentioned that like we're going to talk about it in much greater detail, probably closer to Comic-Con. Now, of course, if the things keep sliding, our first we're all going to side with that. But yeah, I'm like putting together material for basically we're going to walk through what our physical digital plans look like. We've already done a physical digital drop. We got stuff around San Diego Comic-Con that's physical digital, but the real push is for like a lot of like the one we hit to like the mass retail stuff, like working with our partner. Like I mean, we are massive retail partner in the toy aisle with like Walmart and Target and GameStop and Amazon, and then in Europe we have our suppliers over there. I think in the UK I want to say Asda. I think is the one. I don't know. I'll ask them and try to get the specifics on that. But yeah, the idea is basically how do we get physical digital toys on shelves globally, and building towards that is basically where we're at right now. And it's fun. It's cool to be able to like be working in that direction. And I think we're gonna have the first like the coming drops are gonna announce are gonna all be digital only. And then when we hit the ground running with physical digital, I think people are gonna be really excited about that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely excited about it.
Hell yeah.
So what about
good.
What about everyone else in the audience? Are we all excited?
Throw the crowd. By applause. Vote with
That's
claps.
it. Vote with claps. Let's see some claps, some thumbs up, 100%. Let's see anything. There we go.
So funny. The crowd work on Spaces is hilarious.
I know.
To me because it's just silence.
I know. It's just silence and little like the emojis and pictures and stuff.
It's ridiculous.
Well, if there's a lot of VeVe fam in here, we're all dead. So that's why.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's why.
That's it. We're all zombies.
Right.
No, but great work,
Yeah,
Trevor. I'm excited for you guys, and I still got to get over to the platform and get all signed up and everything. I haven't done that yet, so but
get on it. We're actually going to tomorrow. Don't hold me to that, but I believe it'll be tomorrow. We're going to announce. The plan is to do a Twitter space next week. That's kind of like I think it's the first one we're going to actually run with our mods to basically walk people through. Like it's basically like a top to bottom tutorial how to sign up, how to use the platform. We'll ask for questions beforehand. Like that's one of the plans. Just because we recognize that our platform is a little bit more it's more complicated than just downloading an app right now. We are working on that. I've actually been like working through a lot of different like improvements and iterations and different tech that we want to implement, and it's kind of figuring out the order in which we want to do those things and where the costs lie with that stuff. Ultimately getting to the point where we can start dropping this stuff and make it easier for people to get engaged.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's a little bit complex at the moment, isn't it? Because you got to get like you MetaMask wallet and get like Polygon into your wallet and like do transactions through Polygon. Is that's still correct?
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, if you've ever traded a I hate to use this term because people are going to be like, I get annoyed by it. But if you've ever traded like a normal NFT, it's basically that process.
Yep. Like anything like from OpenSea or something like that. Yep.
Exactly. It's basically that process. And we've actually, at least on primary market, we've simplified that even further. You can buy with credit card. And thanks to really the efforts of Rarible and Crossmint, we're going to soon have credit card purchases on the secondary market, which means you'll be able to buy directly from other users with credit card and they'll get paid in the crypto. So that's something that should be coming. That's going to be really exciting because we think that dramatically reduces our barrier to entry to secondary market. And among other things, we're trying to build to make our store easier and more to use and more accessible. So there's a couple things to expect there, hopefully to just make everything more accessible and more fun. All that good stuff.
No, that's it, because that's what we need, like, sort of get everybody involved. Like, they want to try and make it streamlined, easy to use, and not like have to deal with the scary world of like transferring crypto around.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yes, I agree. We want to make it as simple as possible, but we also have to strike the balance of making it as simple as possible, but also keeping it crypto friendly, like for people who are not this audience. Like we look at, there's two sides to that. One is keeping it so that people who are into crypto can feel like this is truly a Web3 product.
Yep.
They have true ownership, that true custody. Like that's really important to us, especially for appealing and reaching that audience. And then on the other side, we also have a huge physical collector audience that we're trying to bring over. So we need to serve the two opposite sides, the audience that's super crypto savvy, along with the audience that's never touched it before. And so building to serve both audiences has become, it just makes building the tech more complicated because you have to build it in a way where it can both be super hand-holdy, but at the same time, if you're an expert, it just lets you go and you have that full custody, that full ownership. And it's just a much more complicated version of the product.
But from a developer's point of view, does it make it like exciting for you guys, like trying to like overcome that challenge?
I mean, it's exciting is a stretch. It's work. I wouldn't say it's exciting because it's kind of like it's
more like a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting to work through to try to work through the problem, but it's more exciting when like the results are what's exciting.
Yeah. You're like, yes, I conquered the product, and now, like, here it is. Now, next problem.
Yeah. Everything to me, everything is about, I think of things not in terms of product, but in terms of outcomes. And if we build something that I'm happy when we achieve the outcomes we set out to achieve with our products that we build. So the outcome I'm really trying to achieve with this stuff right now is how do I get new users? How do I get new users from outside of the digital collectible space? Not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty sure when we announce what we're going for, most of the people who are already here are probably going to be pretty excited. We're pretty confident based off the feedback that we've gotten from the couple people we've shown it to, as well as just like kind of knowing where the market is and seeing kind of expectations that people laid out. We're fairly confident in that stuff. The question is, how do you reach beyond that? Because the goal is like, this is the red ocean. This is the ocean with all the other players in it. Why competing for the audience that already exists here, and it just becomes a game of points and percentage market share. It's kind of a zero-sum game at this point. The goal is to expand. The goal is to bring new people into the space. And that will also inherently bring in the people who are already here because they want to go where there's the most action. So that's my strategy in a nutshell.
I mean, from my estimation, that's 100% true. And yeah, this pie is only so big, and there is a lot of untapped potential out there. So I'm glad you guys are thinking in that way and going to expand the space as a whole. And that's going to help the entire space, bring awareness to it, legitimize it, and all the early players are going to win big because of it. So well done, guys.
Yeah.
Well done.
And it's also a matter of like market, like what's the total addressable market? Our physical collecting audience, probably 5 to 10 times the size of the entire digital collecting audience right now. So if we bring them across, that's massive. Same can be said for our and same I think can be said for a lot of the more bog standard crypto investor audience. I don't think that audience by number of people is as big as it's probably about as big as the physical collector audience, but it's very different. But it's also the spending power over there is massive compared to the current digital collecting audience. Those are worth targeting and building a product to serve their needs. Like, we're pretty sure we know how to serve the needs of the audience that's already here. We think we're already seeing ourselves doing that, and we're going to continue to be doing that in the realms where we're operating. But like, who else can we reach? That's really the big exciting question.
Mm.
I don't know why I come on these spaces and talk product management so much, but it's fun. I just keep doing it.
It's all good, man. Like I said, we're always happy to have you in the space. So
No, I appreciate it.
We enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So in the way of Diablo and World of Warcraft, you said you went through a Diablo as well. Did you go through a World of Warcraft phase as well?
No, I didn't really have a WoW phase. Thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God.
you're the lucky
Dodged
one.
a fucking bullet there.
Oh mate,
No,
I
probably the last game I really got obsessed with from them was Overwatch 1 when that came out. It's been a hot minute since I played it, and I certainly haven't played Overwatch 2, which is now basically Overwatch 1 again. Uh, so yeah, it's like at least but yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, well, I think for me, like my favorite Blizzard title was StarCraft all the way. I used to lose so many hours of gameplay on StarCraft.
Such a good game.
It still is a great game. I mean, I'm not sure or not, but I think it's still what is it like a national sport in Korea or somewhere like that.
Oh yeah, dude. When I worked at Riot, I went out there for League Worlds, and it's like the two biggest sports in that country are StarCraft and League of Legends. It's ridiculous.
That's right. Is it still going strong? Do you know? Because I haven't heard anything about it for ages.
It's doing solid. I think it's because the culture changes. Like the gaming culture. The thing to remember, and this is where like really sets regular sports and esports apart, is like regular sports. Obviously no one owns the game of soccer. There's like FIFA.
Yep.
Like no one owns American football. Like no one owns it. NFL plays it, but because no one owns it, and so there's not like the sport itself has a stakeholder in it. It's just like a game that exists. With esports, there's like someone who owns it and is managing it and has their own like skin in the game to see it like grow and serve their needs and have by far the biggest influence on it. So it's like
Yep.
this weird sport where like that's like one of the weird problems with esports is you got to balance the leagues with the developer of the game, and
Mm.
and you get like a lot of conflicts of interest. I mean, this is like drama that I'm sure nobody in this space cares about, but there was a huge controversy this last like couple weeks um in League of Legends, just with um rule changes in like the kind of the feeder leagues, like the minor leagues for League of Legends in North America, kind of like feeding into the major teams. Like they basically changed the rules out from underneath the leagues. And they
Okay.
did it because it better serves the game environment and kind of serves basically the top tiers of solo queue, which is basically like if you play ranked mode in League of Legends,
Mm-hmm.
the top level. It just gave people there more opportunity to feel like they could get to a team, if that makes sense. Because that's kind of the fantasy of esports, is that you can play the game and maybe we be one of those guys too. But changing those rules kind of screwed over the existing like kind of farm leagues and stuff like that. And so there was basically a strike and like a walkout from the teams at the top of League of Legends. I don't really know all the details because I'm not like on the ground there anymore, but it's just like a crazy, like that would never have. Imagine if football changed the rules to how like the leagues that feed into the NFL work.
Oh mate,
Like
it'd be
the
like
game
it'd be a
itself.
riot, wouldn't it? It's an
It'd be
uproar.
ridiculous. Well, it's like an absurd concept because we don't think of it that way, but that's literally what happened in esports in League this past like week or so. It's just like it's a different world. It's fun to watch though. Stadium full of nerds watching a giant screen as people play a video game.
But again, like watching like get like all frustrated at the screen and sad, like start throwing their controllers or
Well, I was
whatever.
yeah. So this was I went to the championships. It was in Seoul, in Korea, and that was like they basically rented out a soccer stadium and like everybody and they like basically they could use 2/3 of the stadium on one side. So everybody, it's like they kind of set up lengthwise down the pitch, and
Yep.
basically then the other side of the pitch they have three gigantic screens, each probably 100 feet tall, and facing the three directions of the stadium. And so people are sitting in the seats, 30, 40,000 people or more in this soccer stadium watching the game be played on those screens. And that's kind of the experience. And it's interesting. It's different from other sports because you're watching it and you're hearing the casting. And obviously it's in Korean, so I don't understand it. But the audience isn't like rowdy in the same way that like if you go to a soccer matches, like people aren't like yelling and cheering the whole time. But it's really fun hearing the audience like bubble up with excitement as a big play is starting to happen on the screen. It's very interesting.
Yeah, be like watching like some of like the old like anime cartoons or something, or like or seeing like something like on TV where they start like yelling like really loudly in their own like native language and it just sounds like so dramatic, but it's probably something like very small and insignificant.
It's it was fun. Like for me, it was funny because it was like obviously I played the game. I'm shit at the game, but I understand like what's going on. And I
Mm.
happened to be there. Like I went with this is really funny. So I went with my family because they're like, "Oh, Trevor, you work for Riot. Let's see what's about." And we also love to travel, so they were all there too. They don't know jack shit about what's going on this screen. From their perspective, it's just a bunch of characters moving around on a giant screen, and they just
Yeah.
can't understand why all these people are here to watch it. And so like and they thought it was really funny as it started bubbling up. I'm also just like vaguely trying to explain what's happening, and they're like, "Oh, I kind of get it. I kind of see it." No, I don't. It was a very interesting experience. But like League is the only one I could watch. Even like StarCraft, I could look at a game of StarCraft and I'd be like, "Yeah, I have no fucking clue what they're going for here." Or like the craziest one is like Counter Strike. If you ever watch Counter
Oh yeah,
Strike,
that's right.
it's because the camera moves around so much, I get so lost.
Mm.
And
Yeah, or you get or
don't
or,
know it.
or, or, or or you just get sick, like a motion sickness type thing. It's like this is all over the shop. It's like, oh, I can't watch this.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny.
Are you guys at, obviously you're in the collectibles industry. Are you trying to target gamers at all? What do you think it would take to get them in? Because there's some absolute fanatics. A lot of people
I mean,
play games and have
considering
attachments.
we just signed Blizzard, I'd say yes, we are trying to
Mhm.
target
Well, yeah,
gamers.
yeah, for sure. So like what do you like
Yeah,
what
it's
do
Yeah,
like
you
it's
that's not really a fair answer though. No, I think what it really takes, look, gamers are used to the way I've described it at the base level, gamers look at content as worthless, and it's the game itself that ascribes value to that content. The NFT space, especially the digital collectible space, is kind of the opposite. It's the content has value, and the experience gets its value from the content. Does that make sense? Like it's like or put like here's probably the best example. People look at games right now, like you look at a game like League of Legends or like any of those games where they sell skins, and you
Yep.
think, oh, those games are so successful just from selling characters and skins in the game. The truth is there's a very very strong survivorship bias there, and yeah, you hear about the League of Legends and the Fortnites and the Overwatches of the world, but the
Yep.
reality is the conversion rate, those games can only, because they're competitive, they can only really sell skins, and the conversion rate is really bad. It's about 2% of the audience actually spends money, but that 2% spends so much money on average that it basically amortizes the cost across all the user base, and they cover the ongoing development of the game. All games basically have, there's one equation that kind of defines all of gaming at this stage, which is this idea of cost per install, CPI, compared to the lifetime value, the LTV of the user. And that's basically how much money is coming in divided by the number of users you have over the cost to run everything in the game divided by the number of users you have. And as long as that number of lifetime value is higher than your cost per install, you're making money. There are very, very very few games that can truly, genuinely make money just off digital content. Because even in the gaming space, they don't want to buy this shit. They don't want to. They want to be given it for free. They want more. They want more value given to them for less money. Basically, they're basically getting entire games for free, and they get to spend days, weeks, months playing them. And then maybe at the end of that experience, then maybe I'll go spend a couple bucks on the game.
Yeah.
But only if I'm really super invested. That's a really hard way to run a business. And that's kind of the problem with modern gaming. So why are they not spending money on NFTs? It's really simple. The experience here does not deliver enough value to them right now to make them come and spend money here. And this is an audience that genuinely doesn't want to spend money on these experiences and can get a lot of this experience, great experiences for free. It's really an audience that doesn't value content, if I'm being honest. That's really what it is. They don't value content in this world to gamers, just like it does, just think same like music, and to a degree, same like film. This content doesn't have value to them. That's what you've got to break through. How do you convince them that content has value? And when I say music doesn't have value, it's like, yeah, some people pay like a third of subscribers to Spotify pay for the subscription, but you're basically buying a $10 a month access to every song that has ever been made and every song that ever will be made. They're not paying for music, they're paying access to all they're not paying for specific content. They're paying for access to everything ever made and everything that ever will be made. That's not saying they value the content.
They're just basically paying for options.
Exactly. They value the experience of listening to music, but there's no specific content they're paying for. And by the way, the film industry is now in the same space that the music industry was. So it's like that's what NFTs have to break through, because it's basically arguing that content has value and it's worth paying for. And that content has so much value that it's going to continue to go up in value if it's scarce. What we have to do is stop convincing people that NFTs have value. We have to convince them that content has value.
Dude, you broke that down brilliantly. That actually helped me a lot in terms of, because I was wondering what the disconnect was there. And I did see a gamer talk about how they really don't care about the NFT space at all. And that helped me really understand it.
Yeah.
So
they don't care about
super
NFTs.
Interesting.
They don't care about NFTs because they don't care about content. I guarantee you, if you can convince people that content is value and that they should pay for it, I don't give a shit how you release the content. You're going to start making money, and NFTs suddenly become the best way to buy content because of the idea of, oh, this shit has value and it has rarity. I can resell it and make money. You have to convince them that that's how they should view digital content. So, and if you can do that, you'll completely change the game on this stuff. You don't even have to talk about it as NFTs with them.
So do you have a set approach? Or are you guys still researching on how to do that? Or how do you make content matter to them?
I think you start with the audiences that are closest. And for us, we're really lucky. We have an audience that's really close to valuing digital content because they really value physical content, and it's our physical collectors. And then the next closest audience is the crypto audience. This is an entire audience that has decided that values digital content without an attachment to some. Like, look at what is a cryptocurrency besides digital, to some degree, digital value. Like, it's just sheer, it's designed to be a sheer digital representation of value without even the content attached to it. Now we're actually attaching content to this digital value. And people, so it's like those are the endemic fits to this right now. If you can bring physical collectors into the mindset that they should value digital collecting, and if you can bring the crypto guys in the mindset that this stuff, because it's attached to this content, has value, that is where you win. And then the question is, okay, down the line, how do you expand from there? But by the time we do that, we've already 10x, more than that, 20-30x the size of this space that we're operating in. And if we're the ones who are able to do that, we get to own that audience. So I think that's like, I mean, the way I put it to you is, look at what VeVe was at its peak. which was a $200 million run rate revenue. It was basically $200 million year business. 30x that, I'm fine with a $6 billion year business. That's plenty big.
Mm.
Like, that's a big fucking audience.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you don't even need the gamers to care because there's enough here between collectors
There is
that
enough
you
people
would.
see the value in content somewhere that we need to train them that the value in content is here as well. And NFTs are in some way just a mechanism to deliver that, and a mechanism to ensure that that content has rarity. That's all they need. And by the way, I think that's all they really need to do. The NFT side of it, all the things like the gamification and that kind of stuff, that's not that's not really built on Web3. That's built with Web2 tools like game engines and like other ecosystems that exist out there, AWS, because you're running servers and stuff like that. That's not necessarily built with that. Let the NFT side of it strictly be the thing that like ensures and delivers that rarity of content, and there's that provable rarity and that provable ownership. It doesn't need to be stretched to 1,000 other things. Everything else you're doing is designed to add value to the content. The reason you're adding that value to content is, of course, to and convince people that this content has value so that they come over and start buying it.
Mm.
It's all about the outcome of adding value in order to drive. Well, it's not even about the outcome isn't adding value. The outcome is user acquisition, is user retention, it's user monetization.
That's it. It's about getting them in the door and then keeping them there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
by
I
the
like
way,
that.
and by the way, here's how it appeals back to games. Games have every game is trying to solve this exact same problem. They're trying to solve user acquisition, user retention, user monetization. Do you know how much it costs to acquire a user for a mobile game nowadays? Just take a guess. Free to play mobile game. How much are you paying to bring a user onto your game?
Well, if it's free to play, I have no idea, to be honest.
I have no idea.
I'm curious. I just want you. Okay, I'm going to tell you the number that I heard recently. I heard that Supercell, one of the biggest game developers in the world, recently had to stop building new content and focus on retention with their existing games because they had hit a point where it didn't matter how big their name was or how good at retaining audiences, basically how straight up addictive and how well monetizing their game was. The fact of the matter is the lifetime value of a user in a Supercell game is about $40 to $50, and it was costing $60 to $70 per user all in to acquire them to their game, to a free-to-play game. They were spending $60 to $70 per user on marketing to get people to try to pick up their game. That is fucked.
Yeah, right.
This is a free-to-play game. This is for me to convince you to play my game for free. The market is so hot and so competitive that the cost to break through, get you to hear about my game enough that you go download it just to start playing it was costing them $60 to $70 a user. And then you have to factor in what's their attachment rate. What's their conversion rate of users? It's about probably 3 to 5%. So they were spending, so now you have to do the math on that. $60 to $70 a user, 1 in 20 users is going to spend money. You can very quickly realize that every user that has to come in and spend money in the game has to be a user who's spending $1,800 to $2,000 in your game in order for the per paying user lifetime value. That means the entire market is whales. They don't give a shit about anybody else but trying to get the whales who can literally throw thousands of dollars of the game. And that is what the entire thing exists to do right now. And the reality is that the market's too mature. There's too many big players in it. Everybody's competing for that audience. It's a fucking arms race. And at some point, you just can't afford it. At some point, you might as well just pay 50 people $50 to play your game if they play for 10 hours.
It's just essentially what they're doing right now.
I mean, you could argue that's like where it's getting to. Think about all the games that are about like, hey, play this game, win real money, and we pay you out. That's them literally paying people to play their game. But that's how fucked up the mobile games market is. So to think that this is a problem that's specific to NFTs in order to bring in new users who spend money in the ecosystem, it's not. It's as big a problem in mobile games This is specifically a mobile games issue. It's as big a problem in games as it is anywhere else.
Yeah, right. So it's very, very interesting to hear like how like the mechanics and the math behind it also works as well. Because like some of those things, like you just said, like I wouldn't even consider.
And by the way, like in my mind, like, and by the way, I was being generous when I said like 5% attachment rate. That was partially being generous, partially trying to make the math easy for me. If your game can convert 5% of its users, you have a seriously world-class product in terms of user conversion rates.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, everybody.
So,
Hopefully,
if I was starting a business today, I wouldn't go that route. Doesn't sound.
Yeah. So the point is, games are way more difficult than the Web3 space even remotely understands, and they're gonna have to so it's like I think they can still be the route, but ultimately the problem that everybody's having, the mobile or free to play game space has the exact same problem that we have, which is people don't value the content. And if you can solve that problem, that is a truly multi-billion-dollar problem. And if you can solve that problem, you're going to make a lot of money.
you're gonna be okay.
To be continued, huh?
That's it. Stay tuned.
I know, right?
All right, guys. Well, just to give you a heads up, I'm gonna have to wrap up the space soon, just because my little ones are going to be up shortly. But I just want to give this opportunity as well. Say thank you, Trevor, for all of that. That's really some really eye-opening information there. And there's a lot of things I didn't like. I'm sure nobody else considered, and myself didn't even consider about the sort of thinking that goes behind, like trying to get in on some of these products. But I just want to open the floor up to anybody who, if they have anything they want to add to the conversation, anything they want to say before we start wrapping things up. It's always good to hear someone's different opinion, different view. So yeah, if anyone wants to jump up, say now's the time to do it. If not, then we'll start wrapping things up.
Also, in the meantime, are you doing a giveaway?
I am going to do a giveaway. So nothing too crazy, unfortunately, because I haven't got anything, but I will drop. What have I got? I'm going to drop a comment in the in the VeVe market. I will do it at, where are we now? I'm going to do it at, let's see, the time is 10:01. I'm going to do it at 10:05 Pacific Standard Time. So that's in about 4 minutes. Yeah, there's always one, isn't there?
Biggest bro would be proud of me.
He would. Good job. Say rugger in the making. Who was that from? I think that was from the fan. So thank you for that, the fan. So always nice to get a giggle from a troll here and there.
The fan got blown out of here.
It did. As for the comic, I'm going to drop. Let's see what comic I'm going to drop. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to drop. I'm going to drop Uncanny X-Men #1. Uncanny X-Men 244, which is the first appearance of Jubilee. I'm going to drop the common in the marketplace at 10:05 Pacific. Actually, I'm going to drop it near 10:05 Pacific Standard Time. Maybe not right on there. Maybe just a little bit before. Maybe a little bit after. You'll have to stay tuned and find out. And I'm going to drop it in the market for a gem, for 1 gem in the market. This is a little thank you for everybody who's stuck around, who's still listening, and for tuning in with us. But yeah, just while waiting for that, I'm just going to wrap things up. I just want to say thank you to everyone who spoke with us in this episode. Trevor, to say thank you so much for speaking. Nos, Hinano, anyone else who jumped up, who's left the space, everyone who's listening with us, thank you for listening. Like I said, this is the WebVe Wednesdays, brought to you by the WebVe Collective. So we just a nice chilled out space where we talk everything from Marvel fandom, gaming, film, TV, and and just a general space where we can all just hang out, get away from the FUD and the negativity from any of the outside market, and just sharing our love of all things geeky, really. So all our love of collecting, and just enjoying this journey together. I just want to say also thank you to DYNO and Dee for co-hosting this episode as well. This episode is called episode 10/11 because our last episode I was actually an absolute knob and forgot to record it. So that one unfortunately didn't exist, but that was another fantastic episode with lots of giveaways and fun conversation as well. And yeah, so stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping this comic in the market very, very soon. And just for everybody who missed it, it is Uncanny X-Men number 244. It will be the common. It is the first appearance of Jubilee, which I'm hoping we might see coming into the future of the MCU with the inevitable arrival of the X-Men.
I also want to do a shameless plug, WebV Collective YouTube channel. Dropped the part 1 of our roundtable this morning, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And I'm going to be dropping part 2 at 6 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. So got that. Also on Real Uncommon Podcast, did a compilation video. Go ahead and check that out. And anyone else from the sphere that's making content? Yeah, we just got to support each other. Everybody that's putting in their hard-earned work and making content to help the community and make it better. Let's all support each other. And yeah, thank you for everyone who spoke and listened today. It's always good hanging out with you guys. Good job, Ozman, as always. Good job, D. And yeah, we fought off a couple ruggers today.
Yeah, it's been fun. Okay, the comic is in the market and it's live, and hopefully someone's got it. Let's see. Oh, I think someone got it. Who got it? Who got it? Ah, no surprise. Nos.
Now we know why he was laughing.
That's
By
it.
the way, I relisted it back for a gem, guys. Go back. I have the same comic that Ozman did for $1.
So you just grabbed it as a flex to show how good you are at sniping?
That's it, pretty much.
I don't know.
No,
not at all.
Nas never
Not at all.
wins. So I was really happy for you, Nas.
No.
Good job, man.
No, I'm happy as well. Congratulations, Nos. Sniper King as always.
Ridiculous.
So mine just sold. So let's see who picked it up.
Did anyone in the chat pick it up?
Yeah, Gio. Hey, congrats, Gio. Good job, brother.
Nice.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to have to do it for me, unfortunately, because I can hear my little ones kicking around upstairs. So my day's only just beginning. So hopefully your day has been awesome. Good luck to everyone going for the drop if you decide to go for the Age of Spider-Verse comic, which is, I believe, is the first appearance of Penny Parker. And then we've also got a Diabolical Avenger comic coming up as well with Donald Duck, another Disney comic. So if you're going for that, good luck on that one as well. And yeah, I'll just say this has been WebV Wednesdays, where we do this Twitter space every Wednesday from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Ozman Collect 63. I've been your host. Thank you, Dino. Thank you, Dee, for being our co-host, and everyone who spoke with us today. And I will catch you all next week.
Night, everyone.
See you, everybody.
All right. Take care, everybody, and have a good one.